Hey everybody, welcome back to Three Swords Productions. If you're new to the channel, I am Steven and this is Nathan. Tonight we have a bit of a fun matchup. We're playing Law, a typical Law versus Blurple Croc. Now, it's a Blurple Croc list that I tried iterating over into set 3 and decided, you know what? I think a lot of these cards are set 2 playable, so let's try it in set 2 versus one of the best decks in the meta. So I think there were a lot of failures, but out of all that came a really nice and shiny new deck. So I'm pretty excited to share that with you guys tonight. If you'd like the deck list, check out the description. We've got a link there, as well as a link to the Law deck. But we're not going to waste your time anymore. Let's get started.
Let's go.
All right, and we are getting started here. Just resolved dice roll, and it looks like we're going to decide to take the play. I lost the die roll on the Crocodile side, so I'm going to take the play. Law will be on the draw.
Yep, and then just establishing opening hands. From the Law side, I like seeing things like the Dan, the Search. I also like seeing my top end. Generally things that are important, and I'm going to need to see almost every single game, so having one of those options in your starting hand is important to me, and I don't see either of those, so I'm mulligan away.
Yeah, that's really the question I had, like, you know, going into this. Like, what are you looking for when you sit down across from Blurple Croc, like, as a Law player? Are you just thinking, like, oh, this is just free reign for me to do whatever I want? Because you really can't
It's
interact.
not free reign. I don't think anything's quite a pushover at any point. You still have to think about your matches against any leader. You shouldn't really go in saying, okay, it's a wash, unless... No, not even. Yeah, there's nothing that's just a wash. But I think Law is generally favored pretty heavily against Blurple Croc because if Blurple Croc is playing a bunch of events, Law attacking for 5k or 6k a bunch of times really feels awkward from the Blurple Croc side, using the events to get out of things.
Right. Well, not that it's a wash. More like you know, from Kenemon or whatever, you're gonna have tap abilities that interact with you early, and Croc's just not gonna have any of that. So you get to have, like, look at those slower hands and think, you know, this is a lot. On my side, I did take a mulligan, just looking for a turn 2 play. I'm specifically looking for a 3-drop Jack. Being able to ramp my Dawn, getting me up to 7 cost king faster is exactly what I'm going to want in this matchup. So on my side, it's a little bit more matchup dependent. It's very specific what I'm looking for. So
sure.
And we are looking at a 5-cost Uda in hand. So for all of you promo lovers out there, that card might actually put in some work this matchup, as it does, you know, something different than what the other cards in my deck do, which are, they all kind of like -1 Dawn.
Right.
And that can really make me play behind the Law player. But Uda actually ramps me 1, which feels pretty useful. So
yeah, I'm sure.
We're going to jack and consider what to discard here. Now, we are thinking about the king, the 6-drop king, but we end up discarding Shiki instead. It is a 2k, and the king obviously does not counter. That puts us down to 4 cards in hand. But I do think this matchup is one where king can resolve nicely and hit a very powerful character.
Yeah.
So
I noticed you didn't attack that turn. Is that a conscious choice on your side there?
Yeah. So my entire goal here is to win the board. I think that I can win the board, and I think I can either defend my characters well, or I can defend my leader well. And I think that attacking your life doesn't help me win the board, and it puts you a card ahead of me, which is not a thing that you're going to struggle with at all already. So these are all just extra resources that I really, I don't need to commit early attacks. I think later on in the game, if I swing for 5, you're just going to take it. So right now, I'm kind of just in a mode where, hey, I want all of my actions and all of my things to go towards helping me win the board here.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. Some sound decision making.
All right, and we're going to see Tony Chopper come down, and Law comes across for 6k. Now, we are going to take that, picks up another 2k into our hand.
Definitely pretty good. Definitely going to have a lot of counter power throughout the game, which is important.
Yeah, so we actually went through and upped the count of 2Ks in the deck because we were finding that, hey, enough of the cards aren't countering to where we're in an awkward place. So a little fine-tuning in the purple deck.
And I do commit the Zoro to the board, but I don't attack with it. It's not worth exposing the Zoro to any attacks from my opponent. We definitely want that on our side so we can, A, keep our character count up so we're near our Law limit, but also Zoro is one of the best characters we have right now, so we don't want to expose it for that reason. But punish nonetheless, when King comes down and removes it for us anyways.
Yeah, so that was that king that I was debating. Do I keep it? Do I not keep it? And it really came down to what did I think my turn was going to need to be? Was it going to be Blast Breath plus Uda, or was it going to be something else? And since you actually didn't swing with the Zoro, then I had the room to play king and still be at 3 life. So that was a nice, gave myself 2 paths to take there, and it landed on the king. So Bonnie is going to tap down, and we're looking at a couple of options here.
Yeah, we either got Capone Gang or we can add another Zoro to our hand. Like I said, that other Zoro was one of the best things going on in our current hand, so adding another Zoro to kind of fix that problem that we have of no top end is probably the choice here. Obviously, blockers are good, but blockers aren't winning you the game by themselves, so you do need something to finish it off with.
Yeah.
The other awkward thing about our hand is we have a couple Vistas right now, and Vista generally in this matchup, from what we could tell, was quite bad. My opponent's not really playing anything, almost anything that's under 3K, so definitely feels not great to have those be in hand at this point in the game.
We're going to see an attack on Crocodile for 7. Now we're looking at Overheat. We actually do have the ability to use the trigger here, put Tony Chopper back into hand. But your board is pretty soft right now, and I don't think that I gain too much advantage from using the trigger. Now, certainly that could tip you off of a leader ability here, but I really wasn't expecting a leader ability. So I decided to just put it in my hand, and we will have it for another turn.
Yeah.
But we are going to see, I think, a law ability come down.
Yeah, I think so. Being able to turn the Bonnie that is tapped into a Zoro that is not tapped.
Yeah.
Is quite good. Again, not exposing. Don't want to lose out on this character because, like I said, it's the only thing I have at the top end right now. So definitely trying to protect it and just hoping my opponent doesn't have more kings in hand that could remove it. But
right, so we are kind of doing like some kind of control slog here where you're trying to be as Dawn efficient as possible with the limited resources that you actually have. That's kind of a big thing here. You don't have searchers, you don't have like recurrent ways to add cards to your hands outside of that Bonnie, so it's about putting the Bonnie on the table, picking it back up so I can't interact with it, and being able to put it back down the next turn and pick it back up again.
Yeah,
over and over.
We're settling into a game that's definitely not going to be short. We're just trying to put consistent pressure against the opponent, get them down to a low number of cards so we can start doing some large attacks to get in for the final points of damage.
And so we were at 5 done at the end of our last turn. Since King -1, we went up to 7 this turn, so we are looking to make the most use of our turn. And because I noticed, hey, my opponent actually swapped into a Zoro, and they're trying to, they're trying to keep their Bonnie alive. They're kind of going for a grindier game here. So I probably can establish some big bodies that they will have a hard time dealing with. So I'm going to need to be able to close the game out before it goes super long. So I go 2 life there in hopes that my 6K and my 7K bodies are actually strong enough to.
Yep, and I think that's quite good. Obviously, you're playing around any type of Vista effects, but even Otama Vista is difficult for anything that's not that Jack.
Right.
Definitely not an option for me on my side. It feels a bit awkward there. We do have the Bonnie in hand that we saved from being attacked last turn. So now there are options available to us. We could play the Bonnie and search for something like Blocker Law to be able to really start accruing more value. Can pick the Bonnie up from being attacked again and then put it back in play and search if we wanted to, or any number of different things. Searching for the Bonnie can also go find any of the Capone Gangs. Capone Gang is another blocker that we can commit to the board to protect any of our attacks, like if we decided we wanted to attack with Zoro. So we established first that we have a bit...
Is that 9K coming across at leader or on the king?
I think that is at leader. I think you're going to protect them all about the same, but I wanted to go 4K over on the lead so that you couldn't just event out. You would have to commit to something else as well. I also like attacking with the leader a lot of times against this Blurple Croc deck, I found, because Hell's Judgment is a card that can kind of punish you attacking with characters first when they minus your character and then minus your leader, and your leader doesn't get the attack in. So getting the leader in, seeing where they put the -3000 on any of your characters, then allows you to make your decisions on whether you want to attack or not.
You have a lot more flexibility with your characters than you do your leader.
Yeah.
Because he kind of stuck. So off that life there, we pick up 7-drop king. I think that's going to come in handy.
That'll generally be pretty good, yeah.
And Uda actually got us up a Dawn here, so we are going to go to 10 Dawn on the next turn.
Yep. and I use the Makino effect, play the Bonnie, search of the Bonnie, see what we're going to be adding. I want to know whether I'm going to be putting down a Law this turn or whether I'm going to be putting down a Capone Gang. Those kind of change my decisions of how aggressive I should be. I do end up finding the Law here, so just making sure that was the play that makes sense here, and I'll probably grab the Law, attack with the Nami. I'll be able to switch the Nami into the Law, pick up the Bonnie, and either add it back to hand or put it back in and untap it. Both are options there. Notably, I haven't used the Nami ability yet this turn, so I can put Arrested Dawn on it to make it a 5k attack. And flashing the Law was just for my opponent because he didn't know what I'd added there.
Right, and this is an attack with your Nami
For 5 even.
5. You're going to overheat and put the chopper back in hand, notably taking you off of leader ability this turn.
It's a bit brutal.
Super brutal, especially having seen, been a little bit starved on resources and just having threats that don't really line up, or answers that don't really line up, rather. So this is the first turn that you could really swap into something big, and the overheat is very mean.
It doesn't feel great. I'm still learning my opponent's deck as I'm playing against it, so wasn't exactly thinking about overheat as the option to mess up my turn here.
Oh yeah. So, and after we just picked up that 7 drop off of life, which you cannot know about, but that is especially mean because now you're gonna have Nami tapped and Bonnie tapped as well. So it looks like Jack is getting a swing for the first time since turn 2.
Yeah, I'm just kind of establishing what should I be committing to the table here, and figure that just putting the chopper back out is probably the best option.
Yeah.
And let a Dawn go and not attack again. No point in attacking for just an even 5, I don't think.
Right, yeah, you don't want to also lose your Zoro.
No.
Yeah, no worries there. Okay, and we're going to untap, go up to 10 Dawn here. And we're going to see Crocodile do some very purple thing. Now, we are a lot more purple heavy than we are blue. Blue is for a lot of events, as well as we are also Miss All Sunday.
Yeah.
It is a very nice card to have in this deck. So that's a good reason to be blue just by itself. And then leader comes across at Nami, takes care of the Nami. Jack, of course, has no problem with the bomb.
Yep. Clearing down the board makes sense. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, they cleared 2 of the characters, so I do still have a semblance of board here. So I'm feeling still okay. Feel like I could possibly buy back into this game. We know, looking at the hand here, that 7-drop King is going to come down and wreck it, though.
We are just seconds away from seeing that board obliterated. And there it comes.
Yeah.
All right, so 7-drop King comes down now. We have 2, I think, pretty obvious. We're going to definitely take out the Zoro, and it's between the Chopper and the Makino. I definitely think Chopper gives you less flexibility. Makino, I didn't want you to be able to sneak an attack back on me. So I just went ahead and killed that, thinking, hey, the Chopper is probably going to take care of itself at some point here. So
yeah, exactly. That's something we've kind of been figuring out with blockers, is that, like, at some point this is going to resolve itself. I'm not trying to win the game this turn, so there's no reason to just kill the blocker. Let's just kill the thing that's accruing value on board and get rid of that.
Of course,
I agree. I think Makino is actually the correct one.
Yeah, it feels like you have more options with the Makino, but you have more survivability with the Chopper. So it go back and forth.
Yep.
And we're going to come across for 6k with the Uda, and that is going to net us a life, take you down to 1.
Yeah, I can't counter out. I have something like a Makino in hand that I could counter out with, but I've established, like, hey, my hand's not great. I have a bunch of Vistas that aren't doing anything, and
if there is the Chopper.
Yeah, you could argue that you're not supposed to use a Chopper here. You're supposed to instead keep it on board for in the future, but this game this game doesn't feel great.
I have the full squad on the table as well.
Yeah.
Miss All Sunday there capstoned a very powerful curve. And, cards like Jack, cards like Uda, they really, really enabled this to happen. If without Jack, I couldn't have Kinged on curve, which took out the first Zoro you played behind. And then without the Uda there, I couldn't Miss All Sunday plus King. I would be stuck, with only 2 Dawn open, which, arguably I could use that for events in my hand, but it just doesn't feel as good as just slamming a blocker here.
Oh, definitely.
Especially one that's going to buy back Overheat, which we've already seen that be kind of a menace in this matchup. So, those are really the things that, like, they kind of compound on each other. So.
Oh yeah, I mean,
nice.
You can definitely feel this energy in the deck. It is interesting that you haven't been quite as heavy events this game as you would expect from our Blurple Croc deck. But it's just the access of having blue and red together that kind of unlocks some neat synergies.
Well, we are at about 19 events in the deck.
19, yeah.
Yeah.
And a number of those, you're playing the 0 cost event, right? I forget the name of it.
Gum Rain.
Gum Rain, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, even at no dawn, you still have some ability to get out of things.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, and then of course all the 2Ks deck.
Yeah.
All right, so we are gonna see.
Just kind of establishing, I believe the draw for the turn was, that's right, the 4th Vista. We've got 4 of a kind in the hand.
Yeah, that does not feel good. Yeah, it feels like some kind of wild card thing where you should be able to cash in 4 of these for any card.
Right.
Right?
I might
Take
actually
that
consider
one.
that. Yeah.
Take that one.
Man, if I could have done that and just like played purple Kaido or something, 10 drop, and just clear the board and figure my way out.
You don't get that one. You don't,
okay.
Of course, your leader is not.
Color locked still. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, not color locked. It is actually leader locked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't just go Kaidoing people with any purple deck.
Well, regardless.
Otherwise, I think Blurple Croc might be playing that card. Now, Blurple Kaido, though, you can get access to the
that is true, yeah.
To the 10 drop board wipe.
Yep, okay. And I was searching, hoping to find something like a Capone Gang to keep me more alive. Law is obviously a blocker, which is good, but I'm not going to be getting up to the limit of characters enough to be able to do that. So
not putting it out for 2.
Yeah, so not putting it up for 2. So I would have to pay 5 Dawn into it, and that is a cost, obviously. But just kind of establishing what the action should be. I can Vista here to clear the Jack because I did Otama previously in the turn. I could also just establish something like an attack, but I think just playing the Law, picking up the Otama, putting a 2K back in hand.
Right. Yeah, at this point you're looking at like how can I survive a turn, and then on the following turn how can I just kill my opponent?
Yep.
Because I think the board is too far gone for you to contest it. It does feel a little beefier than you at the moment.
Yeah,
2 7Ks and a 6K, of course.
Just hoping you can't get through the last line of defense here. Instead, attack for 7.
I do believe out loud you said that didn't target the Miss All Sunday because I asked you as a joke, do you want to hit the Miss All Sunday?
Yeah.
And you said no, that's going to take care of itself, and you swung for 7.
Yeah, I swung for 7 on the Uda. You could counter out if you really wanted to, but yeah, Miss All Sunday.
Out? I don't know if that's the right answer or not, but we'll go with the line you suggested.
Yeah, it seems fine. And now we're a little bit in stay alive mode, trying to buy back the board, trying to figure out how we can block in a way to not die here.
And off the top, a very special card to the deck. A single copy of I'm calling it Lionsgate because the name is like 1 billion words long, so it doesn't matter. But we draw the one-of copy of Lionsgate, and I'm going to laugh actually out loud as this capstone's the most brutal game against Law that you will find on the internet.
Takes out my blocker, and now I'm trying to just stay alive. We'll pitch out to this one. Easy pitch out. We'll struggle to pitch out to more of these as our hand gets worse and worse here. But yeah, that was the most brutal card, was that event right off the top.
Such a cool one. And I like that card in the deck because you can do that pretty early to like kind of stabilize against Law when they're they establish an early Law, 5-drop blocker Law, and you can just kill it for 3 Dawn. But then you can Miss All Sunday and put it right back in your hand if you're on a lengthier game. So it's very nice.
It's a film card too, right?
It is a film card, so it is also searchable with your 1-drop that is doubling as a 2K.
Yeah.
We're gonna flip back to the booth here. And yeah, that, like I said, that capstoned a very brutal game. But that that can happen. Unfortunately, when you play Law and you're just stuck with like vistas that don't line up very well.
Yeah, I mean it's that, but it's also you found some decent cards, so that'll just happen in games too. You can't win them all.
Yeah, like the Bonnie was not able to run away. The early Zoros kind of got their punish as well.
Yeah, me not playing around an overheat exactly.
Overheat definitely. The moment where you actually that is the moment where Law really would have slipped back into the match.
Yeah,
overheat was there to like kind of stomp that one out.
Yeah.
So very brutal overall, but a super fun game on the Croc side of things.
Yeah.
That was exactly how we drew it up, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, if you're still watching, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We will see you back tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night.